And he's jumping against Nicholas, and it's Jackson State controlling the opening tip. As I said, they only played basically 5 players. Chase Adams had the ball, and look at the three. That's a 3 ball that falls down for Colty Young, sophomore out of Starkville, Mississippi.
I'm watching Colty Young shoot the ball last night. He was shooting exactly like that with no effort, knocking them down.
Look at the Texas Southern starting lineups. Isaiah Marin, Zatarius Mortal, along with Jordan Carl Nicholas, John Walker, and Davon Barnes. Jackson State off to a 3-0 lead right here. Second game of our doubleheader. Jackson State in complete control as the shot clock is down to 4 seconds. If we get a player control foul, that's going to be whistled against Isaiah Marin from Texas Southern University. Pushed off with that arm as he tried to drive inside.
Well, Mo Williams called Chase Adams over to the bench a little while ago, just a minute ago, and told him, pressure up.
And he's jumping against Nicholas, and it's Jackson State controlling the opening tip. As I said, they only played basically 5 players. Chase Adams had the ball, and look at the three. That's a 3 ball that falls down for Colty Young, sophomore out of Starkville, Mississippi.
I'm watching Colty Young shoot the ball last night. He was shooting exactly like that with no effort, knocking them down.
Look at the Texas Southern starting lineups. Isaiah Marin, Zatarius Mortal, along with Jordan Carl Nicholas, John Walker, and Davon Barnes. Jackson State off to a 3-0 lead right here. Second game of our doubleheader. Jackson State in complete control as the shot clock is down to 4 seconds. If we get a player control foul, that's going to be whistled against Isaiah Marin from Texas Southern University. Pushed off with that arm as he tried to drive inside.
Well, Mo Williams called Chase Adams over to the bench a little while ago, just a minute ago, and told him, pressure up. And he was able to cause that offensive foul there, right there.
One of the things, if you look around the arena, everybody's standing. And they're waiting for Texas Southern to get their first basket. They won't sit down until that first basket. I hope it's not a long wait.
I hope it's not a long wait either.
Mansell spins, puts it up with the right hand. It's good. Now you all can sit down. They didn't sit.
No, Texas Southern.
I'm sorry, wrong team.
Yeah.
5-0.
They still standing.
They may be standing in a while. From deep, the 3 doesn't fall. Here comes Jackson State on the run. Evans has it blocked. Coming the other way. It'll be Barnes. Barnes going inside. Barnes bump, and he is fouled. He's going to go to the line for 2. Davon Barnes, sophomore out of Memphis, Tennessee. Let's look at the block at the other end.
And met him at the apex, which is the top, and said, get that weak stuff out of here. I was just waiting for him to wave his finger.
So at the free throw line will be Davon Barnes, who's a 78% free throw shooter. Whew, people said, whew, I can sit down now. They got their first point.
Davon gave him the signal. Y'all can sit down now.
I remember doing games where when they introduced the opposing team starting lineup, everybody turned around and read the newspaper.
Now, that's a little disrespectful.
5-1 is our score here. Nice basket. Nice move inside by Watson.
Great back door there by Jackson State.
Correction, that's Chase Adams.
Great back door. You talking to Mo Williams yesterday in practice. He said they don't call plays. The ball dictates, wherever it is, dictates what type of movement they do on offense. That way the defense cannot read their plays.
Going the other way. And this one, foul be whistled against.
Here we're going to the backdoor play. Nice bounce pass, backdoor. Chase went to the other side of the rim and laid it in for 2.
That was Hunt who picked up that foul. 7-1 our score. And good hands that time to knock it away. And that was Zartarius Mortal getting his hands in there. When you talk to Coach Johnny Jones, he's very upbeat and positive about his team. He's got 4 players that scored in double figures for his team this year. They're going to call a charge, and that's going to be whistled against Cook. Zeke Cook, sophomore out of Starkville, Mississippi.
Zeke Cook put his head down that time and just threw his shoulder into the defender and got called for an offensive foul.
He's fouled out of 2 games this year. As Marin brings it across the front court. Inside. And this one is going to be whistled against Ken Evans Jr.
Well, referees are calling it tight right now, Charlie. I think they're trying to let the players know, hey, listen, we're not going to let this thing get out of control, so you guys are going to have to play to our whistle.
Marcus Pettigrew, Murat Ramasan, and Matt Potter are the referees for the game. All the way across court. A pull-up jumper, and that's a 3-ball that falls for Zeke Cook. And a timeout by Johnny Jones. And we have a 10-1.
To receive an honorary doctorate from Texas Southern University, the home of the Tigers.
The illustrious Texas Southern University.
Absolutely. And look, and this is home. And, I taught here at Thurgood Marshall for 17 years. And so to receive the honorary doctorate from Texas Southern University means a great deal, especially with me now being mayor of the city of Houston.
You're here on this day of the week watching Texas Southern play. What significance is just supporting HBCU sports?
Well, the reality is, as go Texas Southern, so will go the city of Houston. And it's important for the city, in this case for me, to be supportive of our institution and especially of HBCUs. And so I wanted to be here to be right at courtside and let them know that, hey, we are supportive of Texas Southern.
What impact does this university have on the city of Houston?
Well, look, as Texas Southern goes, so will go the city of Houston. When Texas Southern does well, the city of Houston does well. And they educate a lot of our doctors, our pharmacists, business people, educators. And so as Texas Southern rises and expands and grows, the city will benefit.
Final question. I need a final score for this game.
Oh, it's early in the game. 57, 52, Texas Southern.
All right. Thank you so much, Mayor.
Thanks for having me.
Back to you guys.
All right, Mayor Turner. Hey, he knows where his bread is buttered.
That's right.
12-5 is our score right now, as Texas Southern has come to life now, gotten a couple baskets the last 2 times down the floor. And we thank the mayor for his time and for all he's done. Thank you. I'm good. The mayor just came by and spoke to me. He shook my hand. I told him I can't vote. I don't live here in Houston.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for all you do for the city. Okay.
I can't help him. Here's another turnover. Bounce pass, fake. And now a steal right now coming off the hands of Marin. And now another turnover, possibly. Battle on the floor. Possession arrow will favor. Looks like Jackson State. Make that Texas Southern will get the ball.
Both teams are here in the passing lane. Here you see Texas Southern in the passing lane and going back down on the other end. And here you see Jackson State returning the favor. They're in the passing lane. So both teams are in the passing lane. We just need both teams to try to score, right?
Yeah, John Walker will inbound the ball. Farouk is in there. And nice long pass and a foul. That will send Jordan Carl Nicholas to the free throw line. Let's watch this.
Nicholas is calling for it, and here comes Trace Young. Oh my goodness, crash at Main and Central.
Or Ennis. That's the street right out front.
That's right. We'll call it Ennis.
They said he wasn't shooting, so again, he hadn't gotten into a shooting motion when he was fouled by Mansell. Here's a three ball off the mark. Offensive rebound. And the put up, no good. Defensive rebound this time by Zeke Cook. And now they're going to get a intentional foul. It looks like it's going against Jackson State.
Mansell's called for an intentional foul. That's 2 on him.
Yep.
Foul on number 13,
That's a flagrant one foul against Jackson State. And so they will shoot. They will shoot free throws at the other end. John Walker the third. He's only a 57% free. And he puts in the first one. Walker came in averaging 11.4 points per contest. Did not score against Alcorn the other day, even though.
Charlie, they get 2 free throws and the ball. Here it goes. Here he goes down there. Mansell just pushes him with both arms.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah.
Forearms to the chest.
So it's a flagrant one. Intentional foul. So 2 free throws made, 15-7, 8-point game. And we're talking about the fact that the young man Walker did not score against Alcorn on Saturday. Didn't even grab any rebounds and played 11 minutes. Off to the corner. Down. Goaltending.
Charge.
Oh, they called the charge. And that charge, that goes against Jordan Carl Nicholas.
Here's Nicholas, takes it down. I think he should have given the ball up early, but right here is a big fella, not used to doing this, and just plows right into the Jackson State defender.
Yeah, Kevin Evans Jr. stood his ground. Red shirt sophomore out of Jackson, Mississippi, went to Forest Hills High. Under 14 minutes to go, first half. From the corner, the left-handed shot goes in and out off the hands of Trace Young, but the follow-up is good. And it's 17-7. Nice. 10-point game. Dumped inside. A takeaway by Young. Pull-up jumper. And that one's good off the hands of Colty Young, sophomore from Starkville, Mississippi.
Colty Young looks like a bona fide scorer. I'm telling you right now, that jumper is sweet.
Colty scored double figures in 8 games so far this season, and in the last 4 games that he has scored 50 points. So he upped his average the last 4 games to 12.5 points a game. He came in averaging 10.
The last 4 games. 50
points.
Would you say he's on fire?
No. But he's got the match in his hand.
Well, right now he's lit. It's lit right now.
Oh, and there's a turnover.
Nobody's home.
No one home.
Right now, Texas Southern is in a little disarray. They're talking amongst each other, and nobody knows what's going on right now.
Texas Southern 9 turnovers in the contest already, early on in this contest. That's not the kind of start you want if you're Johnny Jones. They average 14 turnovers a contest. Jackson State has averaging 17 turnovers. And there's a 3-ball from the side pocket. This one falls this time for Chase Adams. So 9 turnovers. Started the season 0-6. They played Abilene Christian. They played Tulsa. They played Little Rock. They played Michigan, Indiana, Miami of Ohio before they got a win against Southern Methodist University.
You think they're hungry for a win?
Very much so. And that's Jackson State. That's the way Jackson State started this season.
I know, 0-6, right?
Well, they started 0-6, but, you know, since that time, they won. Well, I shouldn't say that. They started 0-6, but then after they beat that SMU team, they lost 6 more. They lost to Texas Christian, Akron, Mississippi State, Texas Tech, and Alabama, and Stephen F. Austin. And then finally came up with the first 3 conference games that they played. They came away with wins against Alcorn, Alabama State, Alabama A&M before losing by 9 on Saturday to Prairie View. But they opened conference play 3-0. That loss to Prairie View. They got 16 points from their bench. Played just 7 players, as you will see Mo Williams do again tonight, and shot just 20% from the field in the first half. That didn't help them. They were out-rebounded for the game by 20.
Wow.
48-28. They did force 19 turnovers and got 18 points off of those 19 turnovers, but shot just 8 free throws. Prairie View shot 25.
Wow. Wow. I call that a home cooking.
Well,
oh, somebody's cooking.
Yeah, they had the oven on, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
They were baking up something good.
That's right. Tigers.
22-8. And we talked about Jackson State, and Mo Williams talked about getting ready for the conference play and some of the tough pre-conference schedules as the shot clock is blocked. We have a shot clock violation. I shouldn't say the shot clock is blocked. The shot itself was blocked, and the man who came up with the block was John Walker III. Let's look at it once again. The block by John Walker.
Their program. So it's kind of tough to really go in there and battle against those Power 5 schools because you know the referees may be against you. So you got a lot of stuff fighting against you, and it's tough to do that.
On the other side, Texas Southern had a big win over Arizona State right here in this building. And that was big for them. They won by 67-66 in overtime. And actually, when you talk about overtime games, this Texas Southern team has played 4 overtime games this year. They beat Arizona State by 1. They lost by 1 to North Carolina A&T in that Chris Paul tournament out in Las Vegas. They went on and beat Hampton. In overtime on Saturday.
Wow. But, you know, that can make or break you. And right now, it's not doing well for Texas Southern. So I would say it's breaking them right now. But you still got time to turn it around. You got a young team. You still got a lot of games left. So you got to make sure you put your head down and stay working.
Blocked inside, reverse layup. That falls down for Grayson Carter. Grayson Carter coming off the bench, redshirt senior out of Dallas. He transferred in here from Georgetown University. Back outside. Long jumper, back of the iron, doesn't fall for Trace Young. Another 3, and we're going to get 3 free throws coming for Jackson State. And that foul was whistled against Farouk.
Oh, that's unfortunate. You definitely don't want to foul a three-point shooter. If he makes it, he makes it. But to give him a second chance, you just don't want to do that.
And, of course, as we continue to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr., one of his quotes means we must be as pure as the ends we seek. So many great quotes from the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So glad that we could celebrate his day today. Second free throw, and that's good from Colty Young. It's hard to believe he's only a 44% free throw shooter. doing pretty good right now.
44% from the line?
That's what it says.
Wow.
He was 4 of 9 coming in.
Wow.
But he didn't shoot that many.
Well, yeah.
He missed 5 before today.
Okay. Because his stroke does not tell me this kid is a 44% free throw shooter. He has a pretty stroke shot on, for Jackson State.
Nice follow-up and the basket by Devon Barnes, sophomore out of Memphis. Came in averaging over 15 points a contest. Started all but one game, and that was Arl Roberts. He did not start in that contest, but he scored in double figures in all but 2 games, but the basket falls again at the other end. And coming up with the basket that time is Jamarcus Jones.
Right now, Texas Southern just cannot get any stops. If they could get a couple stops against Jackson State, they can get back in this game.
Alley-oop. And he hung on the rim. That's not going to be a basket, even if it goes in. The player who went up with it, which was Colty Young, he hung on the rim. And, of course, that's going to be offensive goaltending.
Here you see Colty Young looking for the alley-oop. He goes up. I think he was a little bit off balance, or the shot or the pass was a little late and caused him to hang.
Great basket that time by Khalil Farouk. Farouk with the big basket out of Houston, Texas, with the Westburg Christian High. Started his college career down at Hampton University, playing for Buck Joyner down there. And here's almost a turnover, but they run the ball down. I don't think we've had any shot clock violations.
No.
Well, 1 or 2 maybe, but not many, huh? The left-handed jumper doesn't fall for Young. Colty Young.
Well, that was a good stop by Texas Southern there. They need about 3 more of these. They can get right back in this game.
Turnaround jumper doesn't fall. That time for Walker the third. Trace Young all the way in the left corner calling for the ball. Under 9 minutes to go in the first half. Young being guarded by Kobe Granger. Inside, Young off the glass. He puts it in.
Trace Young is a nice lefty. He has a nice feel for the game. Nice touch on his left-handed jumper. There you saw him there at his best.
Played 16 games for Mo Williams. Started 12 for the Jackson State Tigers and has scored in double figures in 7 games this year. But at the other end, this time John Walker III, he makes sure he gets it in, puts it in with both hands, right?
Well, that's what you're supposed to do right there. If you point blank at the rim, you can go up and dunk with 2 hands. Make sure you do it. That way you finish the play.
Measured 3, no good. Rebound. Barnes on the move. Down low. Walker picks it up. 3 ball, no good. Missed everything. I don't know what Kobe Granger was shooting that time.
No.
Well, there's a timeout on the floor. Very physical play so far in the first half. And we look at
Highway Through Hell is back with an all-new season.
To beat Alcorn in the tournament and went to the first 4 where they beat Texas A&M Corpus Christi before losing to Kansas, who won the whole thing last year.
Did they win it last year?
Kind of, sort of.
Okay.
They played Kansas. Kansas went on to win everything.
Yes. Nice post up by Evans Jr. in the paint. Was able to jump up over and finish that. Nice little shot there by Evans Jr.
Marin back in the lineup now for Texas Southern. Walker has the ball in his hands. Walker on the left side. This is Marin all the way across court. Back outside, down the lane, pull up jumper, off the iron. Just doesn't fall that time for Mortal. And we're going to get a possession arrow will favor Jackson State on the hell ball. Jackson State, one of the things that Mo Williams has to be concerned about, he's had 10 players not 10 different players, but 10 times players fouled out of games so far this season. One of them is Watson. He's fouled out of one. Zeke Cook twice. Evans once. Trace Young twice. Chase Adams once. And also Jamarcus Jones once.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, Jackson State has cooled off a little bit with the field goals. They started 9 for 11. Since they've been 2 for 9.
Well, in the meantime, you're going to have Trace Young going to the free throw line as he was fouled that time by John Walker III. So I think Trace Young created a little blood on the part of John Walker III. Let's look at this once again and see what happens. Might have caught an elbow. Very physical game. Of course, Trace Young comes in at 6'8", and Walker comes in at 6'9".
Yeah, he probably looks like he caught an inadvertent elbow. Yeah.
Right on the corner.
I've had a few of those in my career.
So Trace Young, 65% free throw shooter. Ranks 9th in the conference in rebounding, and 11th in block shots with 13. And they talk about his versatility for a guy who's 6'8". Does a pretty good job shooting from behind the arc.
Has a nice stroke. I mean, he steps in, his feet are good. He steps in and just knocks those things down. I mean, he has a really nice stroke.
32-16 is our score here. .641 to go. First half. In the corner, back outside. Marin has it. 7 seconds on the shot clock. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Marin has to step back, and it's not even going to come close. But a steal after the possession change. They didn't reset the clock. There was a possession change, went over to Jackson State, then stolen away by Texas Southern, and the shot clock was down to 13 somehow. I don't know how that happened.
Well, Mansell was able to get his fingertips on that block, and the shot clock did not change. You're absolutely correct. I think the referees missed that one.
No, they didn't miss it. They stopped the play. They caught it. That's why it did get reset finally.
Okay.
It was the clock operator that missed it.
Right.
Baseline jumper doesn't fall for Mansell. And Walker III still getting medical attention. And as a foul, as a player control. They're still working on that right eye with the trainer. John Walker III, grad student out of Houston.
Looks like he's cut pretty good right up over the eyelid. Look like he's cut.
Yeah. From Thurgood Marshall High in Houston. Started his career at Texas A&M. The guys who are cleaning up the floor, getting that moisture off the floor, they're getting a workout. Guys going to lose a little weight after this.
Hey, don't say that too loud. I'm sitting by you. Somebody might tell him you said that.
Going the other way after a turnover by this Jackson State team. They came in averaging 17 turnovers a contest.
Well, nobody's really doing a lot of scoring right now. Both teams are going back and forth. They're missing shots or they're turning the ball over. So nobody's really making any headways right now. So that means that TSU has a chance to get back in this game.
Yeah, it's a 16-point ball game. Texas Southern has never led in the contest. But there's a three ball from the side pocket off the hands of Zatarius Mortal, freshman out of Alexandria, Louisiana. And he's shooting just 25% from three-point range, but doing a pretty good job for this team. Did not start the last two games, but averaged 26 minutes coming off the bench.
Well, you see Trace Young that was able to hit the boards for Jackson State and grabbed a missed shot. You know, you have to find Trace Young. He's one of the leading rebounders in the conference, so you have to make sure you put a body on him.
The left-handed shot is up, and it's good. 33-19. Lead is 14 with 5:11 to go in the first half. Charlie Neal along with Cedric Toney, Nicole Hutchison here in Houston, Texas. Both shots are good. 34-16 our score. In the meantime, we invite you to make sure you download the Griot Live streaming app, not only to see games, but news that's important to black culture. Free movies and great original programming is available on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire, or on your mobile device or tablet. Under 5 minutes to go. 15-point game, 34-19. Steal, pass outlet, saved. And a man on the spot was Watson. He's along the baseline, gets it back out to Trace Young, all the way across to Mansell. Down the lane, along the baseline, in and out. The shot, the follow, and finally the tip in, that time by Mansell, the 6'9" junior out of Los Angeles, California.
That was a hot potato there. Nobody wanted that.
That one knocked away. A couple of substitutions coming in, one for each team. Shakir O'Neal just checked out. Also checking out for Texas Southern is Marin, Isaiah Marin.
Shakir O'Neal, that last name sounds familiar.
Yes, Shaquille's son on this Texas Southern team. Doesn't see a lot of playing time, but got some minutes in there. He was redshirted last season. In fact, Johnny Jones coached Shaq when Shaq was a player at LSU. And he called Johnny Jones and said, hey, I know you can coach a kid. I know what type of coach you are. You coach me. I'd like you to coach my son. And that's why Shakir's here.
That's trust.
Kalen Farouk. Farouk, a 60% free throw shooter. All of his starts this season have come against SWAC opponents. Second one is good. (36-20), almost a turnover. And it is a turnover. Picking the pockets of Evans Jr. The layup is missed. Battle on the floor. Out of bounds. And it'll stay on Texas Southern's end. 3:37. That is the time remaining here in the first half of play as we celebrate Martin Luther King Day. HBCU Go. We're in Houston. Going back to the locker room. Not sure the extent of his injury, but he will not be playing for the time being. At least not here with 3:37 left in the first half.
No, he's probably going to need some doctor's attention there. It looks like he's got a nice cut over his eye.
3:30 to go. Nice move, Euro step, and a pass off. And the big fellow finishes it. That's number 25 is Grayson Carter, the junior, freshman rather. Correction. Redshirt senior, I should say. He's out of Dallas, Texas. It's the young man transferred from Georgetown. That's short. Out of bounds, and we're going to go the other way. Texas Southern maintaining possession. 36-22 is the score. And it's been Jackson State since the beginning. So in the lineup, we saw Grayson Carter, Carter is a big fellow. He comes in at 6'10".
He got a big, wide body, you know. I don't know how much athleticism he has, but.
Well, he's basically in there because of John Walker, the third, who we saw going to the locker room a moment ago. Meanwhile, at the free throw line is Zatarius Mortal for Texas Southern. Mortal with 3 points in the game, and now he has 4. First free throw of the day for Mr. Mortal, freshman out of Alexandria, Louisiana. Had 34 points as a season high. That came against Southern University.
Well, they're cutting this lead down, Charlie. They're only down 12 now. If they can get a stop here, they can cut it down to 2 stops. They can cut it down to single digits, and they can get back in this ball game. Oh, too late for that. Mr. Young took care of that. Stepped into a 3 deep in the corner for Jackson State.
And a turnover again for the Tigers of Texas Southern. That's turnover number 10. Now, 14 for Texas Southern, 9 for Jackson State in the game.
You know, again, it was ill-advised. There was no reason to make that pass. I mean, if you can't handle the ball, give it to someone that can handle the ball.
3-ball, long jumper. It doesn't fall. Colty Young at the other end. And there's a 3-ball that falls for Zatarius Mortal. And these are the kind of baskets they need to be making, right? And it's a 39-27 ball game. 12 points, the difference, with 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, Texas Southern's in this ball game. They just got to lock in on defense and get a couple stops. They can cut this lead down.
But again, when you have Mr. Young, Trace Young, shooting from the corner and making threes, it doesn't help you to cut into that lead, does it?
That's the second time I've said that. Jackson State has hit a 3-pointer from the corner.
Trace Young now with 12 points in the game. He is 3 of 6 from field goal and 2 of 5 from downtown. And let's go over to Nicole Hutchison, who has an update on the injury to Walker.
Yeah, guys, I spoke with one of the athletic trainers, and she said that he is okay, but he is going back there to get stitched up. That's all she could tell me, but she did confirm that he is okay.
Well, you're not okay if you get stitched up.
No. You've been in a prize fight.
You may be still standing, but you ain't okay.
Nicole said he's okay.
At the free throw line right now. And the second one is good by Chase Adams. 44-27. Just when it was 12 points a moment ago, now it's, what, 17?
17. That quick.
But a basket at the other end for Davin Barnes makes it 44-29. And a takeaway at the other end. Here we go. 1:10 to go. Foul will send. That will not count. Davon Barnes to the free throw line. He is fouled.
Well, right now, what I see Texas Southern doing is they are getting the misses off the board, and they're pushing it hard down the throats of Jackson State. Now, if they can keep that up to make Jackson State play defense, here you go. Davon Barnes going to the basket, was able to draw the foul there on a great pass. Great pass.
Trace Young picked up the foul. His third. At the free throw line. Big free throw coming from Davon Barnes. 78% free throw shooter. One of the things with Johnny Jones, he's had older teams in the past, and this is a pretty young team as far as his crew is concerned. Plus with the transfers coming in.
Well, it takes time.
They lost 3 players from last year's team. We saw Bryson Etienne over at Southern University, who played here last year. Jesus Razas is at Prairie View, who played here last year. They graduated. He's in vet school over at Prairie View. As we see that move down the lane Very easy move down the lane that time by Zeke Cook. And then they lost another young man by the name of Bryson Gresham, who's playing overseas. So those are 3 key people that was a member of that championship team from a year ago.
And that means you're in a rebuilding year, and it's going to take time for these guys to gel with each other when they're a young team like that.
46-31 our score. 18 seconds to go before the break at halftime. Six seconds. And we get a foul.
Foul on number 12.
And there's John Walker III on the bench with the little patch over his eye, over the right eye. At the free throw line again is Chase Adams. Adams came in as a 70% free throw shooter. High school team won a state 2A title his senior year down at Chicago at Orr High School. What was so interesting about Adams, he went to prep school in 2018, then to Portland in 2019. So, again, the big game in the first half. Colty Young from still are down. And the other aspect of it is rebounding. Jackson State has a 7-rebound edge in the first half.
Well, the rebounding is not that bad. The shot making is the key. If Texas Southern can make shots, they can get back in this game.
Shot clock never moved, although 3 seconds went off the clock for the score, for the game rather. Shot clock now reset to 27 seconds. Ball going out of bounds on the far side. Comes in to Farouk. Farouk will take the jumper. The 3 is good.
That's a good sign by Farouk. Was able to step into three-point ball behind the arc and was able to knock it down. They need more of that.
So it's 47-34. The lead is cut to 13. First basket of the second half comes off the hands of Farouk for Texas Southern. And we're going to get a foul. And this is going to be whistled against Barnes, Davon Barnes.
Well, you heard Bo Williams say at halftime before half, when in the half, here you see this moving screen here. I mean, you just can't run into somebody. You have to at least try to avoid them.
You know, we got a chance to, we're talking about Jackson State, and we all know Deion Sanders just left Jackson State to go to Colorado. And talk to Mo Williams about that relationship he had with Deion while he was there as a football coach. And he said, they haven't had a very good relationship. He said he'd even helped me because it allowed me to get some great recruits.
That's right, go out and recruit throughout the whole country instead of just in a region. He brought notoriety to the school.
And we talked to Johnny Jones. He talked about the defense. He likes man-to-man, 99 and 44 and 100% of the time. He would prefer you to shoot over them than around them.
Well, the thing about it is you got to have players to play man-to-man. If you don't have the players to play man-to-man, you got to go with what works for you.
Right. And he says on the offensive side, as they get the ball back, they want to space the floor with 5 guys moving and let the ball dictate what's going to happen. Going the other way. 47-34, so Jackson State is still not scored here in the second half. We played almost
here you
a
see
little
Evans,
over 2 minutes.
Evans is trying to get downhill. A little bit out of control here. And that was the right call. He definitely charged into him. The defender had a legal guarding position.
Got a chance to spend a little time and visit with Andrew Body yesterday, the quarterback for this Texas Southern football team. Got injured the last game of the season, but starting to recuperate very well and hopes to be back and leading the Texas Southern Tigers football team come the fall.
What an outstanding young man. I really enjoyed meeting him.
And ran into one of his teammates here at the game tonight.
Well, I see a different attitude for Texas Southern right now. They're picking up. They're making shots. If they continue to do this, they can crawl back into this ball game. So Jackson State really has to continue to stay on their grind if they're going to keep their lead.
Boy, what a move and what a basket. That time falling down for Jackson State. And that comes off the hands of Chase Adams.
That was a great teardrop for Chase Adams. Got into the paint, was under control.
And had a big man facing him there, right?
So he had to shoot a teardrop get it up over him.
Back in the lineup, John Walker III. He is back with the patch over the right eye. There he is, and he's going to go through the free throw line. Walker out of Houston, Texas, local young man. Started his career at Texas A&M. Hits the first free throw. Has 19 points as his career high so far this year. Right now he has 9 points in the ball game, and he misses the second free throw. So he's 3 of 4 at the line today.
I'm glad to see John Walker III back in the game. I was worried about him for a little bit there. I thought maybe he wasn't going to be able to see, but he's back in the game. That's an encouraging sign.
They just stitched him up. As Nicole said, he was
okay.
He was okay. I'm glad she's not a doctor. She said you're home with broken limbs.
and give you a prescription that says you're okay.
Hey, rub this don't hurt no more stuff on you. Farouk with the last basket. .12-point game. Good offensive rebound. And a putback and one.
That was a tough offensive rebound.
And putting it up was Colton Young. He continues to impress right now for the Tigers of Jackson State. He has 17 points in the game.
Here you see Coach Young that jumps up over Walker III and was able to somehow squeeze that into the basket. You know, Mo Williams said he's his toughest player. He's tough as nails, and sometimes he has to play him at center. And he can't be no more than 6'4". So if he's playing center, that means he is tough because he has to go against guys that are much bigger and much heavier than he is.
And you're being generous because they list him at 6'3". 51-37 to score.
Well, I guess sometimes you cannot put height or weight on the heart.
No, indeed. A takeaway. And the alley-oop. And that's finished off by Mansell. 53-37. And this is the kind of play that Mo Williams wanted to continue in the second half as the three ball falls from deep from Zatarius Mortal.
Zatarius Mortal has really started to come on here in this ball game. If he keeps his hot hand, he's going to be able to keep Texas Southern in this game.
Mortal right now with 14 points in the contest. Let's watch the alley-oop though at the other end that Mansell finished off.
This is a great pass, and you see Mansell showing off those hops. Up and away. Mansell throws it down.
Walker down against Mansell, puts it up. The running one-hander just doesn't fall for him. That's 4 on Mansell. Of course, we continue with our Martin Luther King Jr. quotes. This one, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Well, you know, we're talking about Jackson State. Mansell picked up 2 quick fouls, 2 fouls in about 20 seconds. So now he has to go to the bench.
Second free throw, both of them good by John Walker III. Texas Southern hanging close. 11-point ball game. They trailed by as many as 17 in the first half. They trailed by 16 at the half. Back outside. The 3-ball. And that goal falls down for Evans Jr. Ken Evans, redshirt sophomore from Jackson, Mississippi. Timeout on the floor. 15:40. That's the time remaining. We're in this ball game. Mo Williams over talking to Matt Potter.
On the Griot.
56-42 is our score. Don't forget, we have a doubleheader coming up on Wednesday. It'll be a CIAA matchup. Bowie State at Elizabeth City. The women will tip it off. Will be followed by the men right here on HBCU Go. 56-42 our score right now. Make it 56-44 as Walker gets that last basket.
So it should be a 10-point lead now. They haven't changed the score yet. But listen, Texas Southern's back in this game. They're playing totally different than they played in the first half. If they continue to play like this, they can pull this thing out.
But at the other end, Texas Southern giving up a basket to this Jackson State team, and you can't afford to trade basket for basket.
No, you can't do that. If you're going to try to knock the lead down, you cannot. Chase Adams there was just free-wheeling to the basket.
Walker fouled by Trace Young.
Foul on number 3, Trace Young. That is his fourth personal.
Mo Williams is giving him the blues. He's pleading this case, and they're listening sometimes, and sometimes they're not, but he's not easing up on them at all.
No, he's not. He's not giving them a break. But I think they're doing a pretty good job. You know, coaches are never happy.
No, never happy. If it's not going their way, they're never happy.
Nice move inside. Strong move by Jordan Carl Nicholas.
We've got a 12-point game here. If Texas Southern can get 2 stops, they can cut that lead down, but they just can't get over the hump with the stops.
And Mo's still going at it over there on the sideline.
He has put his head down. Nice pass by Chase Adams here. And it was a foul. He raped him across the arms. It was a legitimate call. It was a foul.
And they called it off the glass, left-handed run. That's good for Trace Young. 60-46, 14-point game.
Trace Young has 4 fouls, and Mansell has 4 fouls. If Texas Southern can foul one of those guys out, they can be in this ball game.
Back inside, all the way in the corner. The long jumper, Nicholas, good. Jordan Carl Nicholas. 60-49. It's an 11-point ball game right now. It was a 16-point game at halftime. 13:37 to go. Takeaway. Almost a turnover. Back outside, Nicholas with the ball in his hands. Drives down the lane and is off the hands. Off the hands of Ken Evans Jr. Outside, Carl Nicholas spots it up and shoots it, and we get another 3. So Walker the third.
Charlie, they just now were able to cut this lead into a single-digit lead. It's an 8-point lead right now. If they get 2 stops here and they get that thing down to 4, we got a ball game.
But at the other end, Trace Young with that long jumper doesn't fall for him. You got to get it across the timeline. Just made it with a 10-second. Texas Southern 7 of 7 in field goals this half. And nice try, but it just didn't work.
Freshman mistake there.
Yeah, a little mistake that time on the part of Mortal, the freshman out of Alexandria, Louisiana. He had the right idea, but the receiver of that pass wasn't open.
Yeah, Mortal committed the cardinal sin. Never leave your feet to pass the ball.
Yeah, he had nowhere else to go with it, right?
That's right.
Can't come back down
Can't
without
come
traveling.
back down without traveling.
Jumper in and out. Eight-point lead. 3 ball, and that's good. And that's the freshman, Zatarius Mortal.
We got a 5-point game here. We got a ball game, Charlie. We got a ball game.
Like I said, it was a 16-point Jackson State lead at the half. And again, that goes in and out. Foul. And going to the line for Jackson State, Ken Evans Jr. will be back. We're in Houston, Texas. Jackson State on top, only come up with 1 rebound. On the other side, DeMarcus Jones has no points. He has 2 points rather, and 1 rebound.
Well, Texas Southern has made a run here. They're back in this ball game, but they can't forget how they got here. They played defense and they made shots. So if they continue to do both of those things, they may be able to pull this out. So Jackson State has to stay on guard because Texas Southern is coming.
Both free throws made by Ken Evans Jr. And it's 62-55. 7-point ball game with 11:48 to go. Texas Southern 8 for 8 in field goals the second half. They haven't missed.
No.
And that's what's gotten them back in the ball game.
That's right.
Let's see if that one falls short. It would look good leaving the hands of Barnes, but hit the front of the rim.
That's not the shot that you want. That was a contested jumper, long 3. You know, they were getting good shots, getting back into the ball game. So you can't start going helter-skelter here. You got to make sure you play the game the right way and get good shots.
Evans. And he is hammered. And he's going to the line once again. Give it to whoever you want to. There were 3 gray jerseys around that one.
Yeah, but I like the aggressiveness of Evans. He's not settling for jump shots. He's attacking the basket. And here he is. He's getting downhill, and he's attacking the basket. He's making Texas Southern make a great defensive play, but he's getting fouls on him. So if Texas Southern can't keep him in front of him, he's going to be at the foul line all night.
He's 2 of 2 at the line so far today. Has 9 points for Jackson State and the Tigers. And we say when you download the first one is good. 7-point ball game right now with 11:07 to go. Still a lot of time left in this one. Jackson State came in 3-1 in conference play in the SWAC. Texas Southern 0-5. Both free throws are made. Texas Southern 3-4 here at home. Jackson State on the road just won 2 games all season long. They're 2-12.
Hey, Charlie, both Trace Young and Mansell are on the bench. So Mo Williams has decided I can't lose neither one of these guys, so I'm going to go small.
Well, it doesn't matter because Cook answered at the other end for the Tigers of Jackson State, 66-55. And just like that, what was a 5-point ball game is now an 11-point lead. Let's look at it. This dunk once again.
Shows you the athleticism here and was able to finish over the top with 2 hands. You know, we talked about 5-point lead. Now it's 11-point lead. That's because the ill-advised shots. That's because of Texas Southern not taking care of the ball, not remembering how they got back into the game, running plays, making guys get open shots. This is what they have to do if they're going to get back into this game.
In the second half, you see Texas Southern 8 for 9. Jackson State 7-11, making 9 for 10. from the field in the second half. And so they're staying in there. 66-57, our score. Approaching the midway point of the second half. The three. It's good. That one falls down for Colty Young. Colty Young has been on fire today also. Colty Young with 18 points for the Jackson State squad. And the lead is 12 once again. 59, 27, 60. Oh, the tip in. And coach wants goaltending. He wanted offensive goaltending, but they give Barnes that basket. Mo Williams wanted offensive goaltending.
I think the whole Jackson State bench wanted offensive goaltending.
What did you think?
Well, I couldn't really tell. I couldn't really tell, Charlie. It looked like it came off the rim, and it was a legitimate play, but I really couldn't see the good angle.
Pull-up jumper, and that is good by Chase Adams. Adams with that little pull-up J. Dip off. Nice, easy basket. And that falls down for John Walker III. 71-61. 10-point game with 8:50 to go. Jackson is led by as many as 17 points. That was in the first half. That three doesn't fall that time. Outlet pass. Over to Walker. Walker lays it up with the right hand for two. 71-63. And timeout being called by Texas Southern. Or maybe it is Jackson State. We'll take a timeout here. Look at the tip in.
It's off the rim.
Yeah, the SWAC matchup. 8-point lead for the Tigers of Jackson State, leading Texas Southern here on the campus of Texas Southern. We talked about Jackson State having 10 times players have fouled out, and they've got 2 in foul trouble right now. And see if they can keep them in the ball game with 8:20 to go. Wide open down the lane. Great block. And a dunk at the other end by the freshman, Mortal. But a great block by Nicholas at one end, and the finish at the other end with 8:05 to go.
Let me tell you something, Charlie. That was 2 spectacular plays, both committed by Texas Southern. If they can keep that up, man, we got a ball game.
Watson thought he had something going down the lane. Here he goes again. Dips it back out. Mansell turns around. Short. The ball tip. Here's a turnover. Numbers for Jackson State. From the corner, the lefty, in and out. Battle for the loose ball. Marin with the ball in his hands gets it over to Farouk. Here's another turnover. I didn't understand that pass. Pull-up jumper. Good. And that falls down for Chase Adams.
I mean, that's 2 times in a row down for Texas Southern that they just threw the ball away. Ill-advised passes for no reason. There was no pressure on them, and you just have this lacklusterly throw the ball away. You just can't do that.
That's 20 turnovers for Texas Southern today. Walker inside. That's good. And he's keeping them in the ball game. Had the eye injury. Had the bandage over the right eye. Probably has some stitches in there. But Walker with 22 points for Texas Southern.
But he's okay. Nicole said he's okay, so he's okay.
And there's a block inside. You need to slow it up. Easy layup and put back by Mortal. 73-69. 4-point ball game. Closest that Texas Southern has been in a while. Down to the 6:05 mark. Now the crowd is yelling defense. Adams loses the ball. And Walker finishes it. It's a 2-point game. .547 to go. 8 points. Remember, he didn't play much to the end of the first half. He has 24 points, 16 of those coming here in the second half.
Well, he's definitely been the difference tonight for Texas Southern. You know, I didn't think he was going to play anymore. I thought he was going to have to go to the hospital, but he has a Band-Aid on, and he's playing better than he was without the Band-Aid.
Chance to tie it, but they turned the ball over. That is Texas Southern. That's turnover number 21. Mortal playing with 4 fouls also for Texas Southern right now. So 3 players in the game with 4 fouls. Trace Young is back in there. Missed shot. An opportunity to tie it or take the lead.
Texas Southern needs to take their time, get the ball to Mortal or John Walker the third. Walker the third. Those have been the hot guys for them. If they get them the basketball, something good's going to happen.
Shot clock at 10 right now. Here's Walker way outside, down the lane. And he is fouled.
Mansell, that's his 5th.
And that is going to be whistled against Mansell. And that is his 5th. So that is the 2nd time this year that he is fouled out of a ball game. So he goes out. Mansell with 17 minutes of action and 6 points.
Well, Mo Williams is not happy about that call, but I think it was the right call. Mansell did not move his feet, and he needs Walker in the thigh. I mean, that was the right call by the referees.
And this comes with 4:51 to go, and that'll send Walker to the free throw line. Walker's shooting 5 of 6 at the stripe today, leading all scorers with 24 points. Out of Houston, Texas, young kid from Thurgood Marshall High. This is a season high for him. He had 19 points twice this season. He also had 12 rebounds against Texas Tech this year. 1-point ball game right now with that free throw. 73-72. Timeouts remaining. Texas Southern with 2. Jackson State with 2. And both free throws are made, and we're tied at 73.
Charlie, we got a ball game. This is just like starting over. 0-0 now. We're going to see who's able to close out games.
Jackson State with the ball. Had one player foul out already. From the corner, the deep ball goes incomplete. And they're going to call a hell ball. And the arrow faces
Jackson State.
The way Jackson State.
Yeah.
So look at that last play once again.
Guess who's involved in this play?
Well,
Trace Young.
You know what? His foot was on the line.
Foot was on the line, but Trace, I believe Trace Young might have got away with a foul there because he threw him out.
I thought about the foul, but that was after they decided it was going to be a hell ball.
Right.
But I thought his foot was on the line. Now, if you're touching the ball, your foot on the line, that's automatically the other team's ball.
Absolutely.
Now, there's a very aggressive foul that time. And that's going to be whistled against Jordan Carl Nicholas. And that's his 3rd. Watch it right now.
Well, Jordan Carl Nicholas was fine until he brought both arms down.
Right.
If he goes vertical straight up,
he'll be all right.
He'll be all right.
Yep. So at the line is Trace Young. Young, 65% free throw shooter. Left-hander shooter. And he makes it look good. 74-73. Trace Young with 15 points. 5 of 5 at the line tonight. 4:32 to go. Second one is good. 75-73.
Those are big free throws by Trace Young. That Jackson State really needed those free throws.
Marin Being guarded defensively by Chase Adams. Wide open. Walker to third. And we're tied at 75.
Let me tell you something. Jackson State has no answer for John Walker III. I mean, this is phenomenal.
And remember, he only had, 8 points at the half?
Exactly.
Before he got well by Nicole. At the other end, nice.
You see Trace Young going to work on the baseline, going to work for Jackson State. He's keeping them in this.
And he got up not happy. He thought he got fouled, but again, officials letting the play. 77-75. Marin double teamed. Gets it over to the right side. Spinning. Putting it up off the glass too hard. That should have been a foul.
I think. Wow.
Oh. Well, they didn't call a foul.
No, they didn't call a foul.
There's a timeout on the floor. All the coaches all the way in the middle of the.
That's right. So there's 5 seconds on the shot clock. They have to design a nice play here to get a quick shot off.
Texas Southern with the ball coming in. 4 seconds. Spin. Blocked. And out of bounds with 1 second left. 1 second left. Blocked out of bounds by Trace Young.
The only type of shot you can get off here without the shot clock going on is a lob tip. It can't be a catch and shoot. It has to be.
Well, you can with 1 second. It's 0.3 of a second.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
With 1 second, you can catch it and shoot. If it was like 0.3 of a second, it had to be a lob. No. They can't. The ball never touched anybody. It never got inbound. It still should be 1 second left on the clock.
Yeah, never touched.
It never touched anybody. Just hit the floor on the inbound.
Yeah.
So Texas Southern can still inbound the ball. But nobody's going to take it out. It never touched anybody. It just went in and hit the floor. It's just like you bring the ball up and don't touch it until it gets,
Yeah, you're right.
No. Shot clock violation.
Oh, he had it. Nicholas had it. It slipped out of his hand.
Slipped out of his hand. So the second opportunity went awry.
Yeah.
2-point ball game, 77-75. Jackson State.
On the floor.
No shot. But maybe shooting 1-and-1. Is that 17 fouls against Texas Southern? So the bonus, it's a 1-and-1. Trace Young will go to the line for the 1-and-1. So far, Texas Southern 14 of 18 at the free throw line. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good by Trace Young. Trace with 19 points, 7 of 7 at the line. Has not missed today.
No, he's showing a lot of leadership here in this tough game here. Knocking down free throws, rebounding, running the floor. He's really leading Jackson State right now.
Second one doesn't fall, though. That's a big miss. First miss of the day for him. Young out of Owensboro, Kentucky. Started his career at Alabama State. He was there with Mo Williams when Mo was there. Came over with it. And now a turnover for Texas Southern. Unforced error. That's turnover number 24.
If you're Texas Southern, you have to put the ball in the right people's hands. Nicholas way out there on the floor should not be handling the ball trying to get downhill to the basket. That's just not what you want him to do if you're Johnny Jones.
2:45 remaining. 78-75, 3-point game. Trace Young working against Walker. In and out. Knocked away to go down to Texas Southern. 78-75. 2:31 to go. Jackson State trying to go to 4-1 in conference play. Texas Southern trying to win their first SWAC game of the season after starting SWAC play 0-5. And a shot put up by Barnes.
Foul on number 4, Colty Young has his second personal.
Colty Young picks up the foul.
Shooting 2, David Barnes.
David Barnes will go to the line for 2 for Texas Southern. Barnes with 15 points. He's missed 2 free throws today. He is 4 of 6 at the free throw line right now. So he'll go to the free throw line with his 15th point. 5 of 13 from the field. Barnes, first one is good. Barnes, a 78% free throw shooter. His high this year. He put up 30 against Sanford. As you look at Johnny Jones, 5th year head coach. They went to the NCAA tournament last year. Misses the second one. So these second free throws are being missed by players. 78-76, 2-point game with 2:10 to go. Johnny Jones took his team to the tournament. They beat Alcorn in the SWAC championship game, and it'll stay on Jackson State's end. They went to the first 4 where they beat Texas A&M Corpus Christi before losing in the first round to the eventual NCAA champion Kansas.
Jackson State has to get up a quick shot here. There's only 4 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah, but look who's out there wide open.
Oh, no.
Trace Young. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
it was nobody
no.
even close to it.
Oh, no.
There was no one even close to him at that particular when he took that shot.
That was a big shot by Trace Young there.
And
big shot.
And now with 1:51 to go, a little subtle pressure being applied in the backcourt by Jackson State. Chase Adams picking up Mortal. Or Farouk, rather. That's Farouk with the ball. 15 seconds, almost a steal. Spinning in the lane. Barnes, pass off. Nice pass by Barnes. And finishing up at the other end was Nicholas. 78 points on the board for Texas Southern. 81 for Jackson. Lane wide open. Reverse layup doesn't fall. Farouk with the rebound. Outlet pass. Walker missed it. Got his own rebound and the putback. And they called a foul. Let's look at this. Here's the spin.
Great pass. Great pass. Nick.
Another miss. And then here's the foul. And that's by Nicholas.
Push off by Nicholas.
Yep, and that'll send Colty Young to the line right now with 1:02 to go. But 3-point game. Walker lost his shoe, but comes down the court finally. And one. The freshman, Mortal, puts it up.
Fantastic move by Mortal to the basket. Not only did he get to the basket, but he went up strong and was able to complete the shot. Here you see him making a quick curl cut to the basket. One bounce, went up over the defender, and was able to finish that. Fantastic move by Mortal.
There's Mortal doing what he does best.
Says, I'm strong. You can't guard me. I'm strong.
And he's going to try to complete the 3-point play and tie the ball game. And it rolls out. And a foul is going the opposite way. And not happy with the call was Nicholas. He pushed off to get the rebound of the missed shot. But Mortal, and that's for Nicholas, that's his 5th foul. So he fouls out of the ball game with 4 points. In the meantime, we're going to the free throw line at the other end for Jackson State to try to 81-80 is our score. Texas Southern was down by as many as 17 in the first half, by 16 at the half, and an opportunity. Plenty of time. Mortal across Farouk. 20-second difference between the game and shot clock. 81-80, our score. 1-point ball game. And we're going to shoot free throws. Free throw, foul by Zeke Cook. Holding Walker, trying to get to the ball, and Walker's going to go to the free throw line. Walker now with 28 points. That's his season high. He's missed one free throw today, 7 of 8 at the line. Texas Southern men 19-13 a year ago, 13-5 in the SWAC. Jackson State a year ago was 11-19 overall and 9-9 in the SWAC. 1-1. It's going to stay here on the Texas Southern end. They won us in the first half. They led by 16 at halftime. But right now, Texas Southern down by a point with 33 seconds to go. Comes in. Shot. Good! It's a 2. Texas Southern's first lead of the night.
By a freshman.
82-81.
Big shot by Mortal, a freshman. He's got 22 points.
82-81. That was a 2-pointer for Mortal.
That freshman is stepping to that shot to put his team up.
So you just call a timeout. You're Mo Williams. What do you do?
I'm going to Trace Young. Whatever I got to do.
But you got Walker on him right now.
I'm going to Trace Young. Trace Young is the reason why Jackson State's in this game. Trace Young's getting this ball. I can tell you that now.
A second between the game clock and the shot clock. There's Young driving. Puts it up. No good. Follow. And a foul is called with 14 seconds to go. 0.3 of a second between the game and shot. And then, of course, they're shooting 2. 14.3 seconds remaining. 2 shots will be coming for Jackson State. How big are these free throws for Ken Evans Jr.? Evans tonight, 4 for 4 at the free throw line. 76% free throw shooter. Evans with 11 points. Missed the first one.
Short-armed it. That pressure.
82-81.
That pressure. He short-armed that.
11 points on the board for Evans tonight. Evans high this season, 20 against Little Rock. Let's see the second free throw. And that one falls, and we're tied at 82.
14 seconds. Look who has the ball. Mortal.
Timeout called by Johnny Jones. That's their last timeout, I believe, or maybe they have one left. Jackson State is out of timeouts. 9.6 seconds to go.
So I wouldn't take this shot until like 3 seconds on the clock, right?
Right.
And I'm throwing it to Walker so he either make
it. Because if it doesn't go in, you go overtime.
Exactly.
You don't want to kick the field goal too early, do you?
No, you do not. Yeah, absolutely not.
Here we go. The inbounds comes in, and Walker has it. Walker driving down the lane. Gets it over in the corner. The shot goes up, wide open. The layup at the buzzer is good. They're going to look at it, but the layup looked good by Craig.
Wait a minute.